Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network. The road to 1K subscription continues. Tyler, we got over 600 this week. Let's keep it rolling. Any new viewers, please head on over to YouTube, like, and subscribe to the channel. Best Ball subscription is live, just $34.99, not per month, not quarterly. No, that's for the entire season. Take advantage of that today. Tyler, we're ready for another DraftKings draft. What do you think today? Are we drafting out of spot 11 once again? Are we going to get the 11th seed once or 11th spot once again?
If we had to set odds on our draft position,
it was set over under 50%.
If it was set at over under 10.5, I think the over would be juiced.
Yeah, it probably would.
There's literally only two spots we could fall into at that point.
Yeah.
So
the only good thing about drafting that late is we have a lot of time to mess around with the chat, right? Because we have so long in between picks. Then we just double bang two. So I'm excited to dive in today. I'm trying to think. Not really a lot of news has happened. Has anything really happened?
Travis Hunter signed, but they labeled it as they signed their defensive back, so everyone freaked out on Twitter. Alec Amanor, the Tennessee receiver out of Stanford, they said he's pretty much emerged as the wide receiver too. Don't be surprised if he is the two there, and you can get him at the back end of these drafts. Our guy Dante Thornton's climbing draft boards.
Who was supposed to be number 2 in Tennessee?
They really didn't have one. It was like
Lockett?
Just the group. Yeah, it was probably going to be Lockett, Amanor. Treylon Burks is probably not playing, let's be honest.
I thought he was going to be good.
Restrepo
so funny how you just missed
like people. It's just a bunch of rookies and Burks, so and Lockett. Lockett's probably in the slot.
So that's some good news. And then you sent me that screenshot, bro. Dante Thornton going in round 14. They're on to us, Tyler.
They figured him out, spread. We got to find a new guy.
Yeah, they're on to us. I see my guy Jamie in the chat, and of course Spunky Spectrum. We've been DMing about. He's had some good starts. I know he's been active in the streets, so I'm glad to see you here today, Jamie and Spunky, and our guy Tim. Good to see you, Tim. Man, always consistent. We appreciate it. All we need is a little Mike Robb action, and we'll have all our regulars in here. Tim says Diggs is going to be Drake May's safety blanket this year, and could be a phenomenal value pick for where he's being drafted.
I agree with that.
Tim, you must be watching the shows. We're loving Stephon Diggs this year, right?
Yeah. I mean, not fantasy news-wise, but Jari Alexander signed with Baltimore. I think that's big for their secondary.
It's so weird. It's either a huge play or it's absolutely meaningless.
It's just the way they think about the way Baltimore's always.
It's like pointless.
Yeah, but think of the way Baltimore's always tried to play defense. Like they like to run man on these corners and just blitz. So now you got a room with Nate Wiggins, Jari Alexander, Marlon Humphrey. You drafted the safety Malachi Starks to go with Kyle Hamilton. If that secondary can play that well, that sounds like Philly's secondary from last year's spread. And they could just blitz away from there.
All right. What is that? Do you know about this, Tyler? Jamie and Spunky did a podcast?
They said we should. They did do one. Yeah, said we should do another one.
How have I not heard this? Will one of you guys send me the link on Twitter? All right. Tim thinks that New England's going to be running the ball a lot, and Ramondre and the rookies should get work. I think Travion's getting work. Let's see if Ramondre.
I think Ramondre's going to get work too. I think his draft position's wrong. I think he should be a little higher.
It depends, though. I think that by the end of the season, he's going to be phased out. I think when you're getting Ramondre, he's going to look really good the first 5-6 weeks, and then Henderson's going to take over that.
But don't you think it could be like that where it's like, oh, Henderson's getting more work, and all of a sudden Henderson has, say, 17 carries for 100 yards that game, and Ramondre has 6 carries, 20 yards. He just so happened to snag the touchdown.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, that could happen too.
It's going to be the same thing with Najee Harris at the Chargers. Like those two guys are going to poach touchdowns.
Bros, I got to watch these. Jamie, if you're following me on Twitter, can you send me a link in my
Here's a
DMs
question
or
for you, Spread.
send it to him?
Was
on the,
McDaniels Raiders head coach when Jacobs went ballistic?
I don't think so. Wait, hold on.
It wouldn't have been Gruden, though. Here, I'll look it up. You're supposed to know these. This is your team, Spread.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. Was McDaniels the Raiders?
Or was this like the weird interim year when after Gruden had his departure?
No, I think it was the Gruden Pierce year that he went off, right?
It would have been 2022.
Because then he left.
Raiders head coach.
Yeah, I think it was the Gruden Pierce.
It was
year.
Josh McDaniels.
It was?
Yeah, in 2022, Las Vegas Raiders head coach was Josh McDaniels.
But that's Josh Jacobs' best year?
Yep.
Okay, see, I was wrong.
Just looking at his years, yeah, his first year in it was still labeled Oakland, 1,100 yards, and then 1,000, then 872, and then in 2022 he exploded for 1,600.
1,653. But really, what held us there was 12 rushing touchdowns and 400 receiving yards. So he had 2,000 scrimmage yards.
Yeah.
All right. So some good knowledge there. All right. Tim says, I remember Jacobs played in the Hall of Fame game in the summer. I didn't draft him. Wentz did not do well in best ball that year. Oh, yeah, because the idea was McDaniels was shopping him. Yep. Yeah, okay. It's all coming back to me now. All right. All because Jacobs played in the Hall of Fame game. I was like, oh, he was watched low. I know he would totally dominate. You know what's so funny, though, is, Tim, I don't know if the Raiders thought he was washed or if they just they were thinking they were going to move on from the contract because they weren't going to give him the extension.
Not even just that.
I remember when he played in that game, they thought they were shopping him. Go ahead.
Yeah, or it's just think about all the running backs that don't get any practice through these OTAs and minicamp, and then they get hurt in the first couple weeks. Well, why not run them out there in the Hall of Fame game before the preseason even starts and get them some conditioning and hits?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Point.
All right.
It worked out for him.
We're about 8 minutes in, Tyler. We got about 54 people watching combined between YouTube and Twitter /X/whatever.
We think it's time.
Yeah, you wanna enter and get the see how the 11th pick turns out for us today. All right, Jamie, I'm gonna listen to that either tonight or tomorrow morning.
All right, go ahead and count us down.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, buddy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right.
So we still need 4 spots. It shouldn't take that long to fill those 4.
No, we should be flying right up the board.
If they don't give us the 11, what's your guess? It's going to be watch. They're going to give us 1.
Who are we taking if we get pick 1?
Chase.
Over Bijan?
Yeah. Pick 9. We're in the 9 spot on the back end.
Where's Spunky?
6. I think that's it.
That's in here. Anyone else we know in there?
If anybody else is in here, just let us know in the chat. But I don't notice any of these names.
Tim, you're not the only one that overreacted to Jamar Chase with the NFL balls. I mean, like
it was all because he made the comment that he couldn't see the ball because it didn't have the white stripe on it, and everyone freaked out.
Well, he also dropped every single pass during preseason. So
yeah, and they asked him why, and he said he couldn't see the ball.
Correlate it. Yeah. All right. Here's a question while we wait to get started. Do we prefer Dalton Schultz, Jatavion Sanders, or Theo Johnson? I probably go Schultz, Johnson, Sanders. What do you think?
Wow, I'm Sanders, Schultz, Johnson. I'm just thinking of quarterbacks that I would trust to use their tight end more. I know Bryce Young will spread that ball around and look for his tight end. We know CJ will, but CJ's got a lot of new weapons he's got to test out. And the Giants quarterback situation is going to be in flux all year.
Yeah. How did
Think all the
Freiermuth do with
think all the
Russ?
checkdowns.
How did
Ja'Tavion
Freiermuth do with
Sanders can
Russ?
catch.
Did Muth do good with Russ at all?
Yeah, he did all right.
Yeah.
Like I think Theo Johnson could be like how you talked about Ramondre, where it's like, oh, the first couple weeks, this is awesome, great pick. They switched to Jackson Dart, and the tight end's just not there anymore.
That could happen. But the difference with that Ramondre deal is, number one, he's an older running back.
Yeah,
and never had a lot of
think if Jameis comes in instead. Like, Jameis ain't checking down. Unless Theo Johnson's running streaks down the sideline, he ain't getting the ball from Jameis.
Which he might.
Have you ever seen Jameis check down?
No, I'm saying Theo Johnson might run streaks, not Jameis might check down.
He might want to if Jameis becomes the quarterback. Justin Jefferson first overall.
Bro, if you get a match with the middle linebacker, why not?
It's not a bad idea. That's a new first overall pick. We haven't seen Jefferson go first at all.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, DraftKings rules, dude. Where else can you do this? How many underdog drafts have you seen Justin Jefferson go number one? I mean, like, come on, dude. This is so awesome.
I seen Trey McBride go third in an underdog draft.
Really? Was that Spunky who took him? Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see how this plays out.
Know. Maybe Jamie's in here, cheeseheads.
We'll probably end up going.
We got to get Jamie to come on and talk some football with us now that NBA's over.
Oh, for sure. I know he's doing his Green Bay stuff.
That's cool. We can do a Green Bay episode. I mean, they're actually fantasy relevant. It's not like we'd be wasting people's time.
Yeah.
And there are some interesting situations, although people know what we think, but it'd be nice to get another perspective on the Golden versus Jaden Reed debate. You know, we both thought that I think that Jaden Reed should be higher than Golden, but he's not. Tucker Kraft, if there's anyone, I mean, definitely a potential breakout candidate. I think of everyone in that range, he has the highest ceiling.
I agree with that too. Yeah. I think he could be the tight end that jumps.
And then he can give us more of the lowdown on Dantavian Wicks, where it was more than drops just being the problem with Mr. Wicks.
All right, we're up on the board.
McCaffrey's ahead of Genty now? Damn.
Yeah, but McCaffrey just went. You want to take Genty?
Sure.
I'm not very fond of the receivers. Unless we take St. Brown, that'd be the only receiver.
I'm fine with either.
We'll go Genty. I don't think we have many Genty teams.
I don't think we have any, do we?
We're also coming back up here at pick 16, so we'll see what we can do there.
All right. Spunky said, I started Chase McBride Brown. Someone took Burrow at the 308. That's terrible.
And now just looking at this from a playoff perspective, Vegas plays at Philly, at Houston, and the Giants.
Are we in New York or are they out with us?
They're in Vegas.
That's great. A shitty defense in week 17, that's great.
Yeah.
If we're in New York, I'd be a little worried, right? That it'd be the snowball and this and that. So you said that we're targeting Philly, New York, and who's the third one?
Houston.
Well, the Philly matchup absolutely sucks, but.
And it's at Philly, at Houston, home for the.
Are we going full on Raiders here?
We do that. Yeah, we don't have a team like that.
We haven't done a Bowers yet. We haven't drafted.
Yeah, we'll do a Bowers team.
All right. Let's have some fun. Isn't it so crazy that a team that's expected to be like the 20th best team in the league has two players going?
I mean, and Geno's been one of those quarterbacks that has thrown the ball very well over the last 3 to 4 years. I mean, he's going to have weapons. Genty could steal a lot of the touchdowns, but we have that. So we can get Geno.
Yeah, isn't Geno one of those guys where the stats are always good? It's just, boy, do I trust him at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Right. If we're down by 4 and I need him to get a touchdown and we start at the 25, I mean, do I have confidence that he'll get me there? I don't know.
Spunky said last night he started Chase McBride Brown, which is one of those stacks I talked about Spread trying to do out of that one spot, and said someone took Burrow at 308. So somebody's seen what was coming.
But what's so lame is when you snipe, you don't actually help yourself. You just hurt someone else. And then, like, even if you get out of the pod, like, who cares? I don't know. That's kind of lame that they did that to him. Which chart do you like the best so far?
Let me pull it up just so I can see a better screen. So we
I
got
like that the guys behind us went all
Gibbs,
receivers.
Brown. I mean, Spunky's is good. CeeDee Lamb, Drake London. That's a nice start.
Yeah, that's a good start.
I like this CMC Jonathan Taylor because now you load up one wide receiver from there.
You don't think that's too high for CMC? I mean, the guy was at like pick 18.
No, because if he is healthy, he is going to be a top 4 running back, and they play the easiest schedule in the league.
I guess that's true. If you say he's top 4, yeah,
and that's a week 16 matchup right there between Indy and San Fran, and it's inside the dome, so I'd expect points there on at least the San Fran side.
Yeah. All right. Well, good argument there. Do you think that's high for Jahmyr Gibbs or no? 5th overall pick?
No, because they said he's going to get more work supposedly, and I mean, let's be honest, him and Bijan are kind of like the same guy. And
except for Bijan has a way clearer workload, right? I mean, like
I don't know,
way more work than Algier over the last 2 years.
He will get. I mean, David Montgomery will poach some of Gibbs's work, but if Gibbs is just going to take more of the workload, I mean, the dude already was with top running backs, Brad. He's going to have ridiculous numbers. And the biggest thing for me, though, is what's the offensive line look like without Ragnow? They've always had problems without him.
Dude, that's one of those things, dude.
That's one of those ones people aren't going to pay attention to.
But it's weird. It's like the whole thing depends on who you have behind them. And I'm going to use 2 teams as an example. And they're both in Pennsylvania. The first one, the Eagles. They lose Kelsey, but they got a stud right behind him. He wasn't as good as Kelsey. It's pretty close, right? They didn't fall off.
Yeah.
The other one is the Steelers. They lose Marquise Pouncey, and they had no one behind him, and then they absolutely suck. So it's really hard to tell, and I have no idea how good the Lions' backup center was. I mean, I'm trying to think if Ragnow missed any games last year. And
we're up on the clock.
I want Terry.
I want either Terry or Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll go Terry.
Okay.
We'll go Terry because we can piece
it. Do we run it back with Jaden if he's on the board?
Yes. And it's also because Washington's playoff schedule is the Giants, Philly, and Dallas. So Philly and the Giants coincides with the Raiders. So if we can piece together some matchups there, we have multiple weeks in the playoffs with matchups. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Damn, that's a big ass bird. What the hell?
This bird's getting attacked by an animal over there. I'm fully out on Tyreek Hill also.
Yeah, we're not going to re-argue about this. I don't understand how you're out on Tyreek Hill, but you're in on Christian McCaffrey.
It's just the fact that I've seen McCaffrey do this multiple times where it's one year after another, where it's like he's hurt one year, the next year he explodes, hurt the next year he explodes. It's like they just give him too much. His body can't withstand like multiple years of that much work. So now he's basically had a year off. They're going to play the easiest schedule in the league. Like
that's the only really good argument you have is that schedule. The Niners run so good; it's so annoying.
That's 21-1 for them to win the Super Bowl is definitely getting bet, and them to be the 1 seed in the NFC will be bet also.
All right.
I'm pulling up.
I like the 1 seed in the NFC better because if they're a fraudulent team with an easy schedule like the Steelers a couple years ago, right? Then you can still get that 1 seed home, even if they're maybe not as good.
Listen to this regular season schedule spread. We'll just go through it real quick.
Make me throw up, but we'll do it
at Seattle.
I'm going to mute myself because I'm going to make a bunch of noises.
At Seattle, week 1, winnable game, right? You have to answer these questions, so don't mute yourself.
Okay, of course it is.
At New Orleans in the Dome.
Yeah, they'll win that one.
They're favored.
Yeah, they should be.
Home for Arizona.
I mean, just why do they even
Home
play
for
that game?
Jacksonville.
Kyler Murray, give me a break. Yeah, another one. Maybe
At the
Jacksonville's
Rams.
good. They probably lose that.
Home for the Falcons.
If it was in Atlanta, they'd probably lose, but they're going to win at home.
At the Texans.
Well, at least they'll lose that one.
At the Giants. Home for the Rams.
Hold on. That Giants one's going to be interesting, though. That'll be their second one in the road. The cross-country trip, 10 a.m. start. Okay. Let's see how that one turns out.
At Arizona.
Always win. Arizona's such a trash franchise.
Home for Carolina.
Yeah, they win that.
At Cleveland.
I don't know. Maybe they lose that game.
Home for Tennessee.
Right.
At Indy, and then they finish
This is
off.
the worst
with
exercise
the Bears at
we've
home.
done, dude. What are we going to do next? Read off all the years the Lakers won the championship? This sucks, Tyler.
Yeah, their schedule's so easy. It is so easy.
I don't even want to listen. And, of course, we're sitting there in the AFC West going against Andy Reid, Sean Payton, and Jim Harbaugh. And they're, after we host Jacksonville, then we got to host Atlanta.
All right, you're going to hate me for this next pick, but Joe Mixon.
So good. Why?
Because we have the matchup with Vegas in the playoffs.
Okay, fine. I just think Nick Chubb's going to take over that back.
It's just one of these guys, too, where it's like he's kind of like Derrick Henry light. Like, he's nowhere near the player Derrick Henry is, but for how many years have we said this dude's going to suck?
I think he's more like James Conner plus, where he never has like a good highlight, but he always puts up good numbers.
Yeah, those three guys. Derrick Henry is
he
the
has
final
better
four.
highlights than Connor, but like really, when he was younger, he had bomb ass highlights. Lately, like it's just like perfect. He just hits every hole perfectly, like runs exactly how you want, but the burst is just gone. Where are we going next?
We can get more correlation with Jaden and get Debo, but I would much rather take one of these other receivers. If Waddle's there, if he makes it to us.
I say we fuck it and get the correlation because we're not doing Jaden very often.
Okay, that's fine. We'll take some Debo. Or do we want to reach down for Myers? Myers is at 74.
I think it's just whichever player do you like better. So who do you like better, Debo or Myers?
I just know Myers is going to get volume. Like, he gets a bunch of targets.
Your choice.
I mean,
I'm
that really...
either one.
Week 8, Week 12. I mean, the buys really don't matter at this point.
Mm-mm.
I think Vegas is playing from behind in a lot of games, too, so... And if the Debo that played last year shows up, we are screwed at wide receiver with Debo. Let's take Myers.
All right. Now we got to really make sure we get Geno then.
Yes.
And that was the question here, and we were kind of talking about the Niners.
We're going to go ahead and queue up Geno right now as our second quarterback.
And I went out of order, but with Genty Bowers, are you going after Geno later, or would you backstack wide receivers with another QB? Yeah, no, we're going after Geno. Tim wants to know if you think Freiermuth is going to dominate this year.
I don't know if he's going to dominate, but I think he plays well. I think he plays better than he did last year, and he had a solid year.
All right. Tim says, I remember when the Titans were terrible and CJ2K, I remember that nickname, so stupid, was unbelievable blowing by people. Yeah, good point. All right.
Some late receivers will look to stack from the New York side. I mean, we'll try and get Tracy or Scatabo, but we'll look to get Slayton, Wandell, one of those kind of guys.
I like Wandell so much more than Slayton.
I agree, but they didn't pay Slayton.
Are we going for Russ for QB3?
We could, or we take the shot on Jackson Dart as quarterback 3 and pray to God he becomes the guy by the end of the year.
Which do you think is more likely? So who do you think will finish with more fantasy points at the end of the year? Let's not even worry about playoffs. Because in the playoffs, if Jaden Daniels ain't going off, we're not winning.
It's probably Russ, because Russ, I think it could be Russ tacks up 12 games to 5 to Jackson Dart.
Then let's prioritize Russ.
Okay.
Jamie says, I have a 6-leg parlay plus 2,500. Bills, Chiefs, Rams, first in division. Browns, Saints, Giants, fourth in their division. Pretty good, buddy. I like that you threw some haterness in there, right? That's a nice hater parlay. Right? And normally, okay, sounds good. All right, let's take a look at this board. Is anything standing out to us, Tyler? I mean, like, I don't see anything stupid. Nobody's gone like 2 QBs or 3 tight ends or, number 2 slot.
This guy has well here. 5 receivers and 1 tight end, 0 running backs, and no quarterback yet.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. 2 slots gone, 0 RB as well. There's going to be a run real soon, Tyler. Real soon. These running backs.
We're going to have to start this.
So, yeah, I was going to say, let's pick one.
Look at the board.
We definitely need to pick one now.
Swift, Judkins, Caleb Johnson, Pacheco, Pollard, B-Rob. They're all there.
Fuck, do we have to take B-Rob because of Jaden?
No.
Okay. I wouldn't mind, but I'm only taking him like on Washington stacks. I don't really like him as a single.
I'm just checking to see which one of these running backs probably has the easiest fantasy playoff schedule.
Who do you think?
It's either Pollard or B-Rob. Pollard plays at San Fran, home for Kansas City, home for New Orleans. And B-Rob has at Giants, home for Philly, home for Dallas.
B-Rob. Okay. I think, I don't know. What do you think? I don't think that we're locked in anywhere here now.
I'd love to get another receiver. We only have 2.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's like I know the run on running backs is coming, but we only have 2 wide receivers. So
I'm fine with our 2 guys up here as long as if Mixon gives us what he gave last year, like looking at his game log, like this could be our guy. Yeah, he has some duds in there. There's a lot of double-digit weeks in here. If this is the guy we're getting, I'm fine.
Yeah, that's true. Let's look at receiver unless like something just stands out. Like
I don't mind. Well, Purcell just went. I don't mind Golden. I love Downs. Mooney, Egbuka. Try and come back with Higgins at some point.
Yeah. Dude, I don't mind Matthew Golden here.
I don't mind Matthew Golden.
If Golden falls to us, I say we take him.
As long as this guy doesn't leave Josh Downs on the board spread.
You really like Josh Downs more than Golden?
I do.
No.
Target machine.
Wait. I forgot. Hold on. Oh, my gosh. I think I have amnesia. Who's his quarterback?
No, Daniel Jones.
We're taking Golden.
All right, let's do it. We don't have Golden either. I'll let you win this one.
You wouldn't let me draft Tyler Warren like 1,000 times because of the quarterback situation, and now we love Josh Downs?
Yeah, because it's Daniel Jones, so we know he's dumping off. He's not going deep. Like the likes of
dumping off to the tight end.
The Tyler likes Warren. You were trying to draft him when Anthony Richardson was the guy. Now Anthony Richardson's probably not playing this year, so it's like, all right, now
trying to draft him when I didn't know he was going.
We are fully in on Josh Downs.
I was thinking he was going to like the Rams or somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Warren will be hanging out as a safety block. Right there, Jamie's with me. Downs with dimes is going to smash 14 targets a game.
Oh my gosh.
I bet you our guy Spunky was waiting to take Downs right there, and that guy took him 1 pick in front of him. I also think Jalen
Spunky was smart enough to take Jaden Reed ahead of Matthew Golden.
Yeah, I think Jalen Warren's going to have
the only pick I don't like is Spunky, and we've already argued about this 1,000 times, is Pickens.
Is what?
Pickens. I'll never take a receiver after Tomlin lets him go.
He has CeeDee Lamb, though, so
he's going for Dak. Yeah.
You're getting an offense that doesn't have a running back, and you're getting their 2 best wide receivers.
What do you mean? Jaden Blue, buddy. We picked Jaden Blue last week.
We're not 100% sure he can take.
We're all in. We're Team Blue over here. You're my boy, Blue. Let's go.
I mean, I will say I am not Team Blue. I like Jaden Blue, but I am not Team Blue.
All right. And I don't even know what we're talking about now. So let's see. Jamie says, remember when Danny Dimes? Oh, that's what you're talking about? Oh, I don't even pay attention to this shit. Remember when Danny Dimes targeted Wandale 12 to 14 times a game and Downs is way better? Is he way better? That's news to me. Is Downs way better than Wandale Robinson?
Yes.
Am I the only one that doesn't think that?
Downs is going to be a stud.
Oh, maybe I'm underrating him, dude. I'll be honest. I don't watch Indy very much. They're shitty to bet on. You always they're like the only team that covers plus 2.5 all the time, right? Like all their games are 1-point games.
All right, we want to go Jaden Higgins here.
I don't know. Yes. And then where we
our guy just popped up at the bottom. We're looking to target next.
Scattaboo?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because Tracy's already gone.
Good.
And we need a piece of that Giants offense for the final week.
I still can't believe you thought that I didn't watch Arizona State games.
I just don't
understand how you don't understand how the Reno trips go, bro. Arizona State is the best team when you finally get back to the hotel.
Didn't you go there too? I swore you told me.
Jump in the hot tub. I watched all the games in the sportsbook around 7:30. I'm like, I'm done.
Didn't you go to Arizona State for a portion of time?
Yeah.
That's what I remember you telling me that. That's why it was fun to mess with you. You don't even watch
Jake
the games.
I was there with Jake Plummer. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember Jake Plummer.
Yeah, I was there. You know what's crazy is he's small. He's like my size, and thin like me too. Like a lot of times you meet the guys and they're the same height as me, but they're just huge. Plummer was thin. I still can't believe Justin Herbert's going ahead of Drake May. All right, Scattaboo, drop to us. We got our Fanspeak bonus.
It's 2 weeks in a row.
My prop's not even here to make dumbass. So I want a refund. Bro, how are we on a fanspeak.com show right now and Mike Robb is not in the chat?
Where's your boy at?
This is unbelievable.
Your boy isn't even here. Where's Clyde?
Oh, yeah. Clyde's probably, I don't know.
Spread, I got bad news about the movie line you keep using.
Yeah.
He died.
I never watched that movie, I don't think. Is that the one where he goes streaking?
I have no idea. I've never watched it either.
I think I started it. So when it comes to movies, I usually only watch them with women, and so I haven't seen a lot of movies. Take that any way you want. You can take that 2 different ways.
All right, so let's take a look at this team in the 12 spot who started off, 5 wide receivers and a tight end. He then came back with Swift, Pollard, Caleb.
Hold on, let me go full screen here. I can't see it.
Here's the big runner.
What are we talking about? Number 2? Whose team are we talking about?
12. He started five wide receivers and a tight end. And then he finally came back, 2 running backs, Swift and Pollard. Aren't the worst guys. Caleb for a little correlation, and then Najee Harris. But
to be honest, that's kind of how you execute a 0 RB, right?
Yeah, I mean, we thought
the only thing I would say is I'd like a rookie with more upside here.
We thought this run of running backs was going to start back here spread at the B-Rob pick and the Judkins. But it really didn't start until Najee came off the board because it's been
they picked 4 right after
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the last 14 picks have been running backs.
Yeah, I mean, but we had a nice little run here because 4 after our B-Rob pick, and then 4 around the other turn.
Yeah, but this was the big run. When we get back around, who's going to be this top guy up here? Yeah, Tootin, Blue, White, Davis.
I mean, we kind of have to take Blue now after I butchered the choke, right?
Let's check what's going on.
Now, honestly, I like Ray Davis 10 times more than Jaden Blue if he's on the board.
I mean, we could just stack the tight end or him.
No, we're not fucking stacking a tight end room. We have Brock fucking Bowers.
Yeah, what, Tucker Kraft can't fall into the flex?
Did the guy I want go?
Who did you want?
I wanted Ray Davis.
No, he didn't go yet because he doesn't go to 145. We're pick 129 right now. We can pick him on the next one.
Fine, pick whoever you want. If we're gonna stack it though, let's go Kincaid.
Kincaid?
Yeah.
What do we have for Kincaid?
Okay, good point. Man, that's the only time I wish we could pause it and argue for like a minute on that.
I thought I even had to like think for a second because I was like, they don't match up with anybody either in the playoffs. Like Buffalo plays New England, Cleveland, and Philly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just like him because I thought he was so good last year, and I feel like it was one of those things where I wasn't wrong. I was 1 year too early. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It might just suck.
and we've seen this all the time in best ball. And you know that I do this all the well, you don't know because you're not in my home league, but I do this all the time where I always pick players 1 year before they break out. All right, so what are we doing next?
We can go. We're sitting on a 1-4-4-2 build.
But I would say that our running backs are stronger than our wide receivers. So
Yeah, Genty, Mixon, Robinson, and Scatterbo versus Higgins, Golden, Myers, and McLaurin.
Yeah, I say we go wide receiver, and I like of the ones on the board, I like Kyle Williams, but do you want to check the rest?
I like Kyle Williams the best, like by far. Jack Beach, I don't mind. Just getting more correlation for the Raiders offense.
Yeah, let's see if Betch falls because
Take Kyle.
Yes, please. Because right when things go up, things go down, right? And as we've talked about Thornton going up the board, that should actually drop back, right? I mean, there's only so
Beck has been dropping.
Yeah, and I think it's because number one, his strengths are a lot of the same strengths as Myers and Bowers.
I love this name too.
Might take him. Me and my buddy were talking about it yesterday, and he was like, "Hey, might take Beck a year to develop."
Yeah,
right.
But Beck could easily be the wide receiver 2 in this system. You guys really didn't have a wide receiver 2 outside of Jacoby Myers last year.
No, it was like Trey Tucker or something.
Yeah, so these guys could easily get beat up by Beck and Dante.
But I just think Thornton's got a better shot of making an impact because his skill set is so unique compared to the rest.
I think Thornton could be Geno's new DK Metcalf, where it's like run straight, buddy. I'm gonna launch his ball. That's
fine with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take
Jacoby Myers is a younger, better version of Lockett for him. Bowers is
he better than Lockett? I don't know. I don't think Myers is better than Lockett.
Not at this point in their careers, yes.
At this point, but I would say even Myers this year is not even better than Lockett 2 years ago. Would you think?
Yes.
Lockett 2 years ago was really good.
Yeah, but Myers is very good spread.
It just felt like every third down, it was just Lockett, right? It was like only a 6-yard pickup, but it just felt like every third down he did what you need.
We'll see how the chat decides on this one, but I'm team Jacoby on that one. At least like back until the Seattle days of them like winning Super Bowls. Okay.
Yeah, chat, go ahead and do this, right?
And then Jamie said grab Roschon Johnson. I do not hate that pick. His dude is going to be just like Jamal Williams in this system.
Oh my gosh. All right. Boy, we're going crazy here. All right.
We're up next.
And then we'll check the chat after this round of picks.
We're taking Geno.
So we got to decide what we're doing on Geno. Are we doing Geno first and not even fucking
taking Geno first just to be safe?
Okay, cool. So we can grab – I don't mind grabbing Beck on the next go-round.
We can wait on Beck, or we can grab Wandell because now we're getting into this range where these New York wide receivers are coming into play. For that last week of
we already have Myers. Yeah, let's if we have our choice. Let's take Wandell.
We have a lot of the Raiders offense. Let's get more.
Try and grab Thornton at the end if he's on the board.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Let's do that. Yeah, I think this thing where we draft together is way better content than when we were doing our own teams.
Yeah. Because then we just go silent. It's like, all right, I got to lock in. Take
Yeah,
my guy.
because you're thinking about your own pick, and then you don't debate like that. You're doing it.
It's just gonna really suck when I got to wire you $1 million. I might just disappear and change my name.
You know, and that's going to be crazy. You're going to have to wire me way less because you're going to have to pay the taxes. And then I don't even know how the taxes work for me. Are they going to tax me too?
Probably.
That's bullshit. I ought to pay for a.
Oh, Wandell just went.
All right. So do we want to, let's not do, I mean, we don't have to take back.
Yeah, I mean, ADP really doesn't matter at this point in the draft. We're at 2, 4, 5, 2. I really don't hate scrolling down and either taking Roschon or Nick Chubb. I think they're both going to be touchdown guys.
No, okay. No. We're not taking either of those players.
Look at the running backs on the board, spread. Algier, Wright, Chubb, Johnson.
Yeah, Braylon Allen's a way better pick than both those picks.
Roschon Johnson could be Jamal Williams, where he just falls in the end zone.
And Will Shipley, isn't Saquon on the cover of Madden?
I would rather have A.J. Dillon behind that offensive line.
I say we go Braylon Allen.
You got it.
Bro, we have Mixon. Why are we taking Chubb?
We took way too long. We took entirely too long.
All right, we got a while. Let's go fuck around with the chat and then we'll
That's why I was like, and I looked, it said 1 second. I was like, well, we're kind of beat here and I'm not getting auto picked.
Yeah, let me go check here. So Jamie got my joke. He says I basically never finished a movie. Correct, my friend. Good call on Kyle Williams. Thank you, Tim. I always appreciate compliments on here. Usually Tyler only gets compliments, and I assume that one's coming from me. It's pretty much just him, Diggs, and Henry. Tim, don't remind me. Do you know how much Jalen Polk I drafted last year?
We were cruising through this draft too, like nice and efficient, and then you made the comment on how good we were drafting, and then we fumbled the next pick.
I know. That's from my. Yeah, I fucked that up. All right. It's pretty. Who was the other guy we kept drafting last year in New England? The other rookie?
Jalen Polk.
It wasn't Jalen Polk. There was another rookie. Oh gosh, I kept drafting him.
Yeah, I didn't touch the likes of Keyshawn Booty.
It wasn't Booty. Help me out, chat. He says Henry will have to run block a lot. Yeah, okay. Williams and Diggs are the only two wide receivers that are not on the bubble for the Patriots. Was it Jerome Baker? It might have been him. Who else is on that depth chart? Do you have it up?
I'm pulling it up now. I mean, let's be honest. These guys probably got cut.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of those training camp darlings. Like they kept having pictures of him doing like one-handed catches and.
Yeah, so it was their. This is their wide receiver room: Diggs, Demario Douglas, Kyle Williams, Mac Hollins, Keyshawn Booty, Kendrick Bourne, Jalen Polk, Javon Baker.
Yeah, it was Baker. Baker was the other one. I kept drafting around 20 last year.
All right, let's get back over.
All right, let's get back and plan, and then I want to talk about Spunky's excellent comment. Okay, so where are we going here?
255. Doesn't matter.
All right, so my favorites in order: Pat Bryant, number 1, Jalen Wright, number 2, Braylon Allen, number 3.
We'll kick Jalen right off. Restart. He just got picked.
Well, I had Pat Bryant, number 1, so we're fine. I say we go Bryant or Braylon.
I don't mind those. I wouldn't even mind Demario Douglas.
No. Isn't he like your size?
He's the slot guy for New England.
He's like the smallest player in the whole league, isn't he?
Oh, don't disrespect Pop Douglas like that. That one receiver that just came in is smaller than me.
Who?
The dude out of Oregon. Mind you, he's like light speed, fast, but...
Who is it?
I can't think of his name. Somebody in the chat will know who I'm talking about. The dude weighed like 150 pounds at the...
on what team is he drafted on?
I don't know if he was even drafted, if he was picked up as a free agent.
Chat's got to help us out here. We are struggling. All right.
I know he came out of Oregon. I'll figure out his name, unless they beat me to
All
it.
right. You figure that out. I'm going to go through the chat real quick. Thank you, Spunky. I finally got a compliment, Tyler.
We're up in 3
more
spread.
Mobility than my quarterbacks. That's correct. Spunky, my cat is so badass.
We're up in 3 picks.
All right. I will go back. All right, chat. We will get with you, though. I don't know. What do you like? I like Shipley the best of everyone I see up there.
Shipley,
right
Jalen Noel.
I say Shipley or Noel.
I say we go Noel. I think our running back room is stronger.
Or Russell Wilson. You want to do Russell Wilson? I say we do Wilson.
Where's he at?
Very bottom. But I don't think he'll be around next go around.
Oh, why not?
All right. Okay. Now I'm going back to the chat. So we talked about how cool my cat was. We got that one out of the way. Tim says if Kyle Williams is good, him and Diggs are going to get peppered with targets. Yeah, that offense has to be good. They can't get a lot of 3 and outs, but I hate to say it, man, but Josh McDaniels just seems like the type of guy that's just made to be a coordinator. And I feel like you're going to see why, he was a hot head coaching prospect when he gets back into his realm and doesn't actually have
Tez Johnson's the wide receiver. His combine was 5'10", 160 pounds.
No way. Die. I'm down to 172 right now. What do you think of that, Tyler?
Good for you.
I think I was over 200 when we were hanging out.
You think you can come across the middle on a slant and take a hit from a linebacker?
Yeah, and then I could die.
He's like, and then I could join Tez Johnson.
Yeah. It's so funny when people talk about this. I'm like, bro, if you tried to run in the NFL, you would be in the hospital after one tackle.
That's that fun thing where everyone's like, if you were on the goal line, you think you could score a touchdown. It's like, me personally, I think I could, just because I'm not even trying to go through them or over top of them. I'm diving in between their legs.
That's funny.
But if you think you're bulldozing your way in there, yeah, bro, it's not happening.
No, dude, and you're getting annihilated. Your body's not even.
Imagine my guy, my size spread. I just tuck football and just dive right in between their legs.
Yeah, and then they don't know where you are.
That's why I just disappear.
That's what they used to say about Doug Flutie. That it was hard for the defensive linemen because they couldn't see him in the pocket.
It would be a hilarious replay because they'd have to replay every touchdown, but you would just see this little body come flying through their legs and just land right on the goal line with the ball.
Make that on the video game, on the NCAA game. Do you play that one, the NCAA?
Yeah, that one. I played the last one they made, the 25.
It's way better than Madden, right?
It's so much better.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
The only problem is I was playing the Ultimate Team, which was really fun. Until they start, because it's only so long before they start to put in, the really, really overpowered cards. And then everyone has the overpowered cards.
On NCAA?
NCAA.
So what are you getting, Auburn, Bo Jackson and shit?
Yeah, just wide receivers that are 99 overalls that are just, all you do is snap the ball.
It's from the past, right? You're getting Calvin Johnson in college?
Yeah, you'll get a Calvin Johnson 99 where it's literally.
You get Barry Sanders at Oklahoma State?
Because I play on Xbox, so it's press A to snap ball, and then if he's letter B, you just press A to snap it and press B and lob it, and the ball will get lobbed 90 yards because the quarterback's arm's so strong, and the receiver's by himself already. He's already got 10 yards of separation.
Do we want to take that Aminor since we were talking him up earlier?
Yep.
All right, let's do that.
Let's do it.
All right, and then let's make a plan for our next pick. So we have 3 quarterbacks. The only thing we really need is just a tight end at some point, right?
A tight end? I'd do Terrence Ferguson or Theo Johnson. Get some correlation.
I think we go with Johnson because we took Russ, right?
We do that. And then what's this going to be? Round 18. So we'll still have 2 more. Probably go running back there.
No, let's go Thornton after Johnson.
We're already at 7 wide receivers.
Yeah, but who cares? We need wide receivers. Our wide receivers are running.
I think we need running backs more now, though. One injury now. If one of the main guys goes down, I'd love to have an extra body back there.
Did our guy get taken?
Theo Johnson? No, he's right there.
Let's go Teo, and then we'll argue. We got a while to argue for that one, right?
I got to use the bathroom after I clicked this button, but we will.
Okay, you do. After you click the button, I'm gonna go through the chat.
I just know if I walk away, he's gonna get picked right here. Spread's gonna be screaming.
All right, so go ahead and pick him. I'm gonna check with the chat. All right, we got to put someone again. My cat is awesome. Okay. Let's see. Tim says we got to get the whole Fanspeak squad on a draft. Can you imagine how hard that room would be? Can't wait for the 24-hour live stream. Yeah, I'm going to get a weird number on that one, I'll bet, Tim, because I already work weird hours to begin with. Tillman, Rashawn 101. You hate to see it. Javon Baker. So Mr. Grapefruit was helping us out there. I know I'm going back a little bit because we haven't checked for a little while, but I appreciate you jumping in with that, Mr. Grapefruit. Yeah, Spunky knew it was Javon Baker. I had too much of him. Same here, man. It's just so funny how you fall in love with certain players and they do absolutely nothing with you. So Jamie knew Javon Baker. So everyone knew Javon Baker except for me. How am I even on this screen? Pop Douglas is on the hot seat too. Yeah, I mean, he's just not very good. I mean, he's too small. I mean, it's just go to the CFL. I mean, he's just shit. I don't know. Maybe he'll be okay. Maybe under McDaniels he'll be good. All right. Mr. Grapefruit says Butte and Hollins seem like locks to make the rosters behind Diggs, Williams, and DeMario. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Pop Douglas got cut. I would not be shocked. Matt Collins, I would actually be more surprised just because Matt Collins is a good blocker. And I think Collins was here when McDaniels was here. I think Hollins played with him, so he should know the system. All right. Mr. Grapefruit says Hollins would have just stayed in Buffalo if he wasn't promised some bigger type of role in New England. That's a good point. Yeah, and he's just a good blocker. There's no way he doesn't make the team. Tim forgot about Hollins. He will probably do a bunch of blocking too. Guys, I'm telling you, I didn't read these beforehand. I really knew he was a good blocker. All right.
I mean, let's be honest too. Like, who's the other vet in the room?
Stephon Diggs.
Is that really the guy you want to model all your young receivers after? Like, you probably need a.
Well, I guess Kyle Williams, but they really
you probably need a level-headed receiver in the room to like keep him in check. That's Matt Hollins. I know he's a little out there.
I think if you're level-headed, they just put you on defense. All right, I'm going to take this off. Where are we going next? Oh, what were we arguing about?
I don't know.
Fine. If the KC running back's there, we can pick him.
Okay. There's a guy right here. Spread Tej Johnson. Oh, Brashard Smith want that pick. What do you want to do?
I want Thornton personally, but if not, I'll take Royals.
Is Thornton even here?
I don't know.
Let's get a running back first. I got to make sure he's there.
All right.
You want to take Taj Brooks? Get some Cincinnati.
Sure. Is he a rookie?
Yeah, he's a rookie. That's why. All right, let's see if Thornton's even on.
I know about Taj Brooks.
Somebody already picked Thornton.
Them motherfuckers. Who and what? Damn, dude, he's going around 17 now. Bro, I was trying to tell you to pick him.
He went round.
That's how funny. He's been gone for a while.
Yeah, you're like, just wait.
I think we should pick Christian McCaffrey right here. All right. I think we grab one of these receivers. The Royals just went. I'll take the Lions guy. I can't say. Oh, he's in the bloodline. I want the Lions bloodline guy.
Tesla.
Is that his name? I thought it was like a Samoan.
No, Tesla. Tesla. I'm definitely not saying it right, but
no way. So we're drafting. I'm not drafting Roman Reigns. I'm getting Elon Musk.
Can we draft Jimmy Horn instead?
Who?
Jimmy Horn Jr.
Sure, I don't care. I mean, these are just start throws at this point.
That's pretty.
His dad did pull his cell phone out of his sock. That might have been like the peak of.
Imagine, because isn't his brother J.C. Horn?
J.C. Horn, yeah.
And they're both on the same team. That's pretty sick to be the dad and have.
And they got to cover each other in practice, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know that's fun.
If you can get open on J.C., you're pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, you'll make the team.
Yeah. he's gonna go to week 1 against Atlanta and be like, "This is pretty fucking easy, guys."
All right, let's go over a couple of these teams.
The NFL was hard because my backyard's harder than this.
My food just got here, so don't want to get too
Thanksgiving
cold.
is tougher than this. All right, let's go.
Start with our guy Spunky's team.
Hold on, let me go through the chat real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna finish out these chats. All right. Mr. Grapefruit says, I think Demario is a nice value on drafts or teams you start and be heavy in. Him and Ty Felton could provide usable weeks. Yeah, I'll probably disagree with you there. I guess it's not that crazy, though. I just was not impressed with him last year. Tim says it's McDaniel's third stint as the OC for the Patriots. Crazy. Third time is the charm. Yeah, I wonder if anyone else has done 3 stints as an offensive coordinator. Not off the top of my head. Mr. Grapefruit says they can't get it from the old Mo's, the Patriot way always. Yeah, and they have Rabel now, right? And even though he's not on the Belichick coaching tree, he spent enough years in those captain meetings that you got to think he thinks that's the right way to do things.
Yeah.
Spunky says it's funny. It says both of us took Giants stacks.
That's great.
Yeah, boy, there's 2 teams we both want to stack. It's the New York Giants.
Yes, the Giants.
Yeah, great job. All right, let's check these teams out.
All right, let's check out our guy Spunky's team. So he started with CD, Drake London, Devontae Adams, Omarion Hampton, George Pickens, James Conner. Then you got some Jaden Reed, TJ Hawkinson. He was able to get Dak for that correlation. Charbonnet, he took Jaden Blue. Stafford, Eckler, Freiermuth, Justice Hill, Darius Slayton, Jackson Dart, Terrence Ferguson, Tutu Atwell, and Vele. I like that team.
Dude, that's a good back stack on the Rams.
Yeah, good back stack on the Rams, and you got the Dallas stack, which I really like. And then our team.
2 offenses you want to stack, right? I mean,
yeah, it's a great
Dallas wasn't the best last year, but if anyone's got a chance to, I don't know, regress or bounce back or whatever the right word is, right? It's that Dallas offense.
For sure. And then our team went Raiders heavy. Genty, Bowers. Then we came out with a Washington stack, McLaurin, Jaden. Got some Mixon, Jacoby Myers, B-Rob, Golden, Higgins, Scatterbo, Tucker Kraft, Kyle Williams, Gino, Nick Chubb, Pat Bryant, Russell Wilson, Amon Orr, Theo Johnson, Taj Brooks, and Jimmy Horn Jr.
Good draft.
So we went with the same build with our Spunky 3683. Seems like that was a popular one here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 guys go with that build in this one.
Do you notice a lot of guys are going 2 QBs?
Yeah, we got a couple 2 QBs. We got a 10 wide receiver team right here.
Yeah. All right, Tyler. Well, it's glad to have some energy again. It was good to argue with you about some picks.
Yeah, but you got some argument, and you weren't just be able to be pushed over this time.
Yeah, so
I got to poison your food again next week so I can draft my team.
Yeah, you have to send me this Korean barbecue again or whatever happened to me. So, all right, guys, we'll be back next week. Just a quick reminder, we did at the beginning of the show, but if you're not, please subscribe to the channel. The road to 1K continues. We're over 600. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, there will be a 24-hour live stream in which I will be assigned some really weird hours to work the live stream, as well as the Best Ball subscription is now live, just $34.99 for the entire year. The link is in the show description. Final words, Tyler?
Yeah, we'll be back next week right around the same time on the same day. Do another DK draft, and we'll see which teams we're stacking up this time. Right, Spread?
Raiders.